Alrighty, YouTubers, here we go with another YouTube video that I've been trying to make for a few days now. This video is going to go kind of fast in some spots and then slow in other spots. I suggest watching the whole video through because I've sped up some of this a bit. But anyway, this is Lords of the Fallen, and this is a cursed sword glitch where you have to delete your game and then reinstall it offline to get rid of the update. Now, a few things that you will need is Lords of the Fallen, probably hard copy, because I don't think we can install it when there's no hard copy, offline anyway, unless you know how to download it offline without it installing the update. But yeah, go ahead and install it without the update and whatnot. Then you will also need the Cursed Sword upgraded. You'll need the Shard of Heroes is what it, yeah, the Shard of Heroes, the Cursed Sword, and the Cursed Sword has to be upgraded. So you play through the game, and towards the beginning you get the Shard of Heroes. If you don't use it on the second boss, and you hold on to it, and then you beat all the way up to, I think it's like the 6th boss or something like that. It doesn't take too long to do that, just like a hour or two if you're running through pretty quickly. 2 hours is probably pretty slow, but that's, I guess 2 hours is kind of slow if you're not really exploring stuff. But anyway, so here we go. I'm going to be using a picture, or well, I'm using a video. The videos are going to be sort of the same, but the first part to the video is you want to equip the Cursed Sword. So once you've already got all the stuff that is required, the disc and installed offline, and Cursed Sword and Shard of Heroes, and you can go over to the statue area, you want to equip the Cursed Sword, and then you want to save and then back out of the game altogether. You don't want to go to the main menu. You just want to press the home button and back out of the game altogether. That will somehow make the game, I guess, freak out and think that you've bought or you got more luck points or something like that. So essentially what it does is it gives you 5 points on luck every time you do this. So you back out of the game and then you just load back into the game. And now I'm going to have a lot of this sped up because it's a lot of loading and stuff. I think you can get somewhere around 70 to 75, maybe 80 attribute points on luck in about 20 minutes. So I think this is a better alternative than having to die all the time and do the other attribute point glitch where you have to like die and then pick one up and then go to a different place and then die and pick another one up. And I think this gets you more attribute points faster. So I'm gonna go back onto my save again, and I'm just gonna do it one more time to show you guys how I'm doing it. I'm skipping ahead a lot though, so when I show you my points, it'll yeah, it's a lot higher. So you just keep doing that. It's an endless cycle that just you keep doing it until you feel like you got enough attribute points. I just went a little crazy, wanted to get about 100 on each stat point, so I'm going to show you all pretty much how it how much I went up to 515, but then plus everything else, I think it comes out to 605 attribute points roughly, or something like that. But with the update off, your weapon that you were currently using will probably be weaker, unless you like using one of the weaker swords, because I guess their weapons and stuff was rated differently back before the update, or some of the updates. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys what happens when you open a box right here. Most of the time you will get what this pops up as, a bunch of attribute point shards and a bunch of resistance shards. So now I'm going to go ahead and speed back up. Well, that was a weird glitch. My guy just kind of hovered for a minute. Although you guys are going to see this a bit faster than I did. But anyway, I'm going to open a couple more chests just to show you guys. So there we go, some more attribute shards. Now, this doesn't happen all the time, so pretty much open 2 chests that it might not happen on, and I'm not sure why it doesn't just give you attribute shards and all the resistance shards at once, but pretty much every time you kill something or open a chest, you will get something out of it. And if you put your attribute points on luck just to 100, you're pretty much guaranteed, just like when it's on 500. So right here is just a magic resistance shard. I don't know why it does that. And then over here, open this one, another an energy shard this time. So yeah, here comes the cutscene. Pretty much, you just want to. I haven't beaten the boss yet, so I'm gonna have to fast forward through all this as well. Unfortunately, I took a really long time fighting this boss, but yeah, for some reason your luck goes away. It goes down by 5 points when you take it off. So yeah, I don't know why it did that. So just be aware. If you wanted like certain number, just keep doing it. Or if you just go crazy like I did, then just go until you feel like stopping. And then you'll probably get a lot of points to upgrade your character with. And if anybody's starting this game for the first time, I highly suggest trying the cleric, because a lot of people say it's best with the warrior, but I like the cleric's healing ability. And if you only put points on faith, vitality, and endurance, you'll be able to wear and use a lot of really strong weapons and armor and stuff. And in my opinion, though, I mean, everybody likes playing the game differently. I've always liked to be able to heal myself, and the cleric can do that. Except my cleric is considered a paladin because I chose the warrior's armor. But if you beat the game with the whichever magic you chose, you'll get the achievement for it. Anyway, I'm running around trying to fight this guy. It took me a lot longer than I was expecting, because this is my character that I played through the first time with, and this is my first New Game Plus I've ever gotten. I already got his shield, so I'm not going to worry too much about it, because I played through like 40 hours on this character on my first playthrough. I picked up every loot box and all the audio notes for the first playthrough, so I have everything pretty much possible for the first playthrough, I think. Just about everything. I'm going to change my weapon in a second, because I was finding it really hard to beat this guy for some stupid reason. I think it's because I put 20 points on just about everything, and I did not realize how much of a waste that would be. So I'm still kind of stuck with the pretty much 20 points on everything until I defeat this guy and I can go over to the statue and use the shard. So I'm pretty much just holding on to my shard until I take this guy down. Yeah, pretty much if you guys like to, if you pretty much got the gist of it, you don't really need to watch the rest of this. You just obviously go to the little shrine thing and pray in front of it, change your attribute points to whatever you want, and then from there the game will pretty much become really easy. I'm only doing this because I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to make a how-to video on how to do it, and I wanted to try out the DLC, but because my character is a little messed up here with 20 points on everything, I making it a lot easier. I have not done the DLC yet. Pretty much just stopped playing right after doing this tutorial. So yeah, once finally get rid of this guy, I will show you where to go. Trying really hard to take him down now because he's almost there, and it's just so frustrating. There we go. Alright, so this fast forwarding stuff is making me go a little crazy here watching it, huh? Anyway, I'm going to slow it down in just a second. Here we go. Okay, so now you want to walk over to one of the statues. If you do not want to change your class, you go to the one that you picked the armor from, and then if you pick the one from whichever armor you had, it should just say respec your character, and that's what you want to pick. So then from there, I just went ahead and started putting like 100 on everything practically. I did 40 at first because I knew I had like 500, so I wanted to sort of even it out, but then I realized that I had more than that. So I just go to like 100 on everything. So after 100 is on everything, I was just kind of going around checking to see what 1 point difference would do on each thing, and just kind of seeing what it would do. And it looks like strength doesn't do much, but I would suggest holding on to those 5 points, because once I reinstalled the update, it changed it a little bit again, so then I wasn't as strong as I could have been, because then I guess the update put a soft cap on it, pretty hardcore actually. I still held on to all the spell point shards and stuff that I found on my first playthrough. So once I go back to my inventory, I changed my sword, and I kind of cut that out of the video because I was taking so long to figure it out. I sort of like the, I was going to go with just a sword for now, just to give it a try, just to see how strong it really is. I guess I didn't fully cut this part out. I thought I did, but alright, I guess you'll just see me checking out the different swords that I got. So I figured the sword might do pretty well, because it and my stamina and health and mana just do not go down practically, because as soon as it goes down and I stop using it, it fills right back up, which is pretty cool, because the first playthrough you have to like really try, unless you do this on your first playthrough, but you'd have to beat 6 bosses before you can do it, which I have managed to do on my second character. I haven't done the DLC yet, but my second character that I chose has got the rogue magic, but I picked the cleric's armor, so it says I'm an executioner. So here we can, I tested out how strong the weapon is. It's pretty strong, but once you put the update on, it'll nerf it, and I'm going to show you guys that too. It nerfs the weapons pretty hardcore, actually. So I went right to the strongest weapon I had to see what the damage difference was, and it was a lot. This axe ends up being the 3rd strongest weapon after the update, even though it's the 1st strongest without the update. That guy went flying when I hit him. It's pretty nuts. So here I didn't even know it was just a health potion, and I was like, oh man. So then I wanted to see if it still worked with the with this chest here, and it does. So yeah, you guys don't really have to watch this part, but I will come up to this next bit in a second, where I pretty much save and back out of this, and then I re-update my game. So I'm back out of that again, and then I go to My Games and Apps, and once you make yourself online, you can launch the game. I was just double checking to make sure it put me back on or not, and then once it relaunches, it says it needs an update, and then it'll probably update the whole game again, so you'll just have to wait. I just kind of sped this all up, jump clipping it, speeding it up and whatnot. So once it's fully updated, then I go back to the game just to see what it's done. And pretty much they nerfed a whole lot, because beforehand I was doing pretty much a little over 1,000 damage with that battle axe on most enemies. And now with the when I came back, I was like, oh, what? The damage was dropped a lot, because that battle axe did like 900 damage. Now it only does, I think, around 300, which is a pretty big nerf. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm just going to run around and kill a few things real quick to see what the difference was. So yeah, as a recap, you need a hard copy of the game somehow, or some way to download it offline. You will need the Cursed Sword, and you will need the Shard of Heroes. And the Cursed Sword has to be upgraded. So, hope everybody enjoyed that video. I'll catch you all in the next one.